Hey everybody, so excuse my appearance unapologetically, but I did not expect to make a video, but God placed this on my heart heavily and I had to get it out because it's like leaking up out of me. So I want to say I'm whispering because my child is in the room. I just got out the shower and he got to get up 5:30 in the morning for school, and I don't want to wake him up with this incredible word. He'll see this later because he my #1 fan. He subscribed to me, and he said if he could subscribe 1,000 times, he would. But yes, I just wanted to get this word off my chest because God placed his word definitely on my spirit heavily, and somebody need to hear it because I sure enough needed to hear it. So hey, my DOPs, my disciples of perseverance, and welcome back. And God telling me to tell you, don't sweat it. The one that been somewhere for so long in a dark place. You've been in a dark place, in a dark phase. You've been in and out. You don't belong there. God is telling you, you don't belong there. You've been there for the longest, and he knows. He hear you. He hear you. He hear your cries. He see what we going through, and he understands you. So I don't know if y'all been watching Chosen, but I've been watching Chosen. I have fell back from watching it for a while, and I had continued to watch it because I'm doing this 7-day fast where I'm not on social media because Facebook had me in a headlock. Like 1 minute I deactivate it and then I be right back on it. And I follow someone on YouTube named Shanti, and we've been doing this 7-day fast, and I know I need to stay off Facebook. God been telling me to stay off Facebook. So I've been off Facebook, I've been off social media, and I just been like in my word and watching Chosen to get a better understanding about God and Jesus and everything that he stands for and everything that he does. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to make sure that you guys get everything that God allowing me to pour into you out and about. So yes, so okay, so I was at the table and God would just kept telling me fruit of your labor, fruit of your labor. And I'm like, what does that mean? I know what the meaning is, but God, what are you telling me? Like, I like to be clear. Like, let me know something. So I wrote it down, and as I write it down, my baby brother, he was running around. He had on a pamper. He was enjoying his good life, and out of nowhere, he came back with a whole outfit with nothing but fruit, different fruit. So I sit down and I'm like, okay, God, I laugh because you know Jesus have a sense of humor. So I sit down, I laugh. I said, okay, you trying to tell me something? So then I look on a pineapple because we have like these sets on the table, and the pineapple had a ladybug. And I'm just like, okay, fruit of your labor, God, you're telling me like, okay, this season is going to be about the fruit of your labors. Whatever you put out, you're going to be receiving, and that goes for anybody. So if you believe that, and that's your word, and God been trying to tell you that, this is your confirmation. So you definitely need to comment fruit of your labor, because baby, you gonna start seeing different type of fruits. So my favorite fruit is pineapple. So that was just amazing to me how a ladybug was only on a pineapple. So I'm watching Chosen, and I've been going through a few things, and I'm pretty sure everybody go through things. You know, just because you have God in your life don't mean that you're not going to go through things. You're going to continue to go through things, but you also going to continue to go through things with God in your life. God is going to be there to help you. God is going to be there to sort things out for you. You just have to have faith. I had to give myself a faith reset earlier, like, hold on, boo. Do you know who your Jesus is? Do you know who you praise? Do you know who you worship? Because if you did, you wouldn't be worried about a thing. I know it's inhuman, but God take this fleshly feeling away from me and open up my spirit, because I know who I praise. I know who I worship, and I know he don't play by me. So let me get it together. So I'm watching Chosen, and Jesus came to the man that was at the pool, that when the pool bubbles, from the area, they jump in. The first person that hit that middle part of the pool where the water bubbles, the first person get healed. So the man been there for 25 years, the longest, because he been crippled. He haven't been able to walk. He fell from a tree earlier in his life, and he haven't been able to walk. He have no family because his brother left him to go ahead. His brother said when he see that he walking on his 2 feet, that he knows that Messiah is here. So long story short, Jesus come to him, and he like, oh, the one who been here the longest but don't belong. Somebody been somewhere the longest, like I said, and do not belong. You do not belong there. Don't make yourself believe that you do, because you don't. We don't belong there. God knows that you are worthy of more. You are worthy of so much more. So God told him, do you want to be healed? And the man said, is you going to carry me to the water? So Jesus shook his head and was like, no. And he said, listen, the man like, I've been having a bad day. Like, Jesus like, yeah, you've been having a lot of bad days for a long time. So he like, so do you want to be healed? So the man go explaining himself like, listen, every time I get to the edge of the water, every time I think I'm close, I know it's somebody out there that feel like every time they get so close, something happens, you take 10 steps forward and you feel like the whole 5 steps go back. And he just explaining it to Jesus like, listen, everybody push me out the way every time I try to get closer to the water. Do you think I'm trying to get healed? I've been here for 25 years. And Jesus like, listen, I didn't ask you what everybody doing. I'm not asking who is for you. I'm not asking who is against you. I'm not asking you about nobody. I'm asking about you. Like, what is it up with you? I'm asking you a question. I don't care who trying to get in your way. I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you simply, do you want to be healed? So at this point, the man like, okay. And it's like he knew the answer. Jesus already knew his answer. Jesus said, get up and get your bed and walk. Like, let's go. And he sure enough got up and walked. And he was like amazed. And Jesus told him like, now go ahead and don't sin no more. For like, you to be sinning is way worse than you to be crippled. And that word on its own was a lot to me, because it's like we cripple our own self by our own sin sometimes, and just downfalling our own self by how we treat others, by how they treat, because of how they treat us, or just staying in position and losing faith. Like Jesus told that man, listen, I don't care about nobody. You don't need nobody. You got me. All you need is me. That's all you need. Trust me, I'm your resource. I'm your source. That is for somebody. You don't need nobody. Don't worry about who bringing you down, who in your way every time you trying to get close. You don't need nobody. You got God. You serve a mighty God. You got a faith reset and realize who we serve. Like, he don't play about you. He don't play about you. When it was ever a time where God ever forsake you? Never. His scoreboard is 1,000, 1,000,000. He wins every time. You would not be defeated. The battle is already won, baby. Put that in the comments. The battle is already won, boo. God told you to be still and let him be God. But you also got to get your bed and walk. You can't be hopeless The fruit of your labor is coming. So whatever you give out is what you receive. You got to believe in that. And you got to stand on that. And yes, like, you tired. The man was like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I've been doing this for so long. But it's like God, like Jesus told him, you knew this wasn't for you. You knew this position wasn't for you. You knew this wasn't, I'm for you. I am for you. When everybody against you, Jesus is for you. You don't need nobody else but him. You don't need no other resources but him. When it look like things not going right, trust me. Keep holding on to him. He gonna make a way. When did he ever not make a way for you? It look hard. It's tiresome. But pick your bed up and walk. Pick that bed up and walk. And the man said, why does this matter? Why does this bed matter? He was like, he asked one disciple, why does the bed matter? Why I gotta pick this bed up? Why I can't leave it behind me? And the disciple told him, listen, because you're not gonna be in this position no more. You're not gonna ever come back here ever again. From now on, everything changes for you. And that is a word for somebody. That's a word for myself as well. I'm going to receive it if you don't. Because I know this is real. I know that Jesus is real and he about his Father business. So, if you believe it, receive it, place it in your heart, and pick your bed up and walk. Don't ever sin again. Don't ever be crippled. Even if we do sin, like, ask God to forgive you for your conscious and unconscious knowing of sin that you do every day. That's the whole thing about being disciples, because we the students of God, students of Jesus. We learn. Disciples of Perseverance. I named this YouTube channel that because you're a student of Jesus. So that means we walk with him daily. Even in the midst of our mistakes. He don't want us to be perfect. If we so perfect, he can't fix us. He can't work on us. If you so perfect and you think you know it all, nobody can tell you nothing. And with perseverance and any delay, search it up, and any delay, you keep going. No matter what, you keep going. You keep having that faith in God. You be a faithful servant within him. And he gonna show up and show out all the time. And my biggest part that had me like, bro, had chills and goosebumps is when the disciple asked him, like, Jesus, why would you do that on, Shabbat, the time where you can't be doing none of that, like all that sinning and stuff, like, because the people around was saying that was false prophet. He did a magic trick on the man and etc. The man, like, I don't care. That was a miracle. That's Messiah. I'm walking on 2 feet. I ain't been walking on 2 feet my whole 38 years of life. Like, is you crazy? But anyways, the disciples asked him, like, why you did that? And he like, sometimes you got to store up the water, boo. You got to store up the water. God is your water. That man was trying to get in the middle of the water the whole time. God was his water. His brother came back and was like, you worse than what you was before I left. You worse than before I left. When, like, where is your faith? What happened to you? The whole time he was sitting up there waiting for something that he didn't need, that he had the whole time. Before he had faith. Before he got in that place, surrounded with all them people that was pushing him back. And the whole time, he didn't belong there. Like Jesus said, the sad one that been here the longest that don't belong here. You don't belong there, boo. You worthy of so much more. God telling you to pick your bed up and walk. So I pray that you receive this word. I pray that God get everything out of me to reveal to you any confirmation that he been trying to tell you. Because this is the word for your soul, for your spirit. God is the bread. With him, we don't need nobody else. Trust that and believe that. So I'm gonna head off to bed and get some rest. And I'll see you guys next time.